everybody, I'm Merisu Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And today I am drawing a very special video, as it is the official 10th anniversary illustration video. Yay! This is the drawing that I made to celebrate the fact that I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I was inspired by several different illustrations, specifically the 10th anniversary illustration for the video game Danganronpa, the anime Carve Vanguard, and Sword Art Online's anime. At least I think in the case for Sword Art Online, I got it off of Pinterest, and sometimes they labeled their illustrations incorrectly, but that is neither here nor there. The fact is, the one thing that all these illustrations had in common that I really did like is that all of the characters in it were wearing nice formal wear, and they were just kind of celebrating the event. And I thought that would be really fun for my characters to do. So I quickly came up with something. I wanted to do something a little bit more detailed than the Danganronpa one, where they were just kind of in the formal wear, staring at the camera, just standing there still. So something a little bit more like the Vanguard one, where they were all walking somewhere, but I didn't want to do a simple no background, just like a white void with just some paint splotches in the background. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be quite as detailed as the illustration that I made for my 8th anniversary on YouTube. So I kind of went for a little bit in between, and it wasn't just because I was lazy. I wanted to keep it simple so that way it wouldn't be, I just wanted to keep it simple so that way I could more focus on the characters, because it was really more about the characters. And then you would have all of them just walking on like a red carpet event, and then you would have me rushing to try to get ahead of them because I'm late and I was supposed to be there first, which sounds like a very realistic situation for me. And for the characters that I decided to put in this illustration, I decided to go with Masato Yoshiko, Brandy Glass, Champagne Bottle, Akira Koyuki, Azura Shiraboshi, Lila Lucidian, Yuya Kashiki, Kaila Lucidian, and Anastasia Vale, and of course me. So 10 characters for 10 years. Realistically, I probably should have did 10 original characters plus me, so 11 characters in total, but I don't know. I'm happy with what I picked. I picked characters that were featured on my YouTube channel before in official speed paints, where I actually talk more about the characters, so that's one reason why I didn't do my character Olivia, which is from a series that I'll be working on way later on down the line, so probably never, because she hasn't really been in any official illustration outside of my 8th year anniversary illustration, and then one illustration that I did for Christmas, and I didn't really talk about her that much in either one of them. So I just decided to stick with these, and I really do like the pick that I made, which, yeah, speaking of the characters, I had to take a break on drawing Masato because I realized I probably should have the background done first, just so I could figure out where the lighting is. So I took a break of drawing her and worked on the background, and I almost lost this background because when I went to draw myself on live stream, because I knew I was going to draw all my characters ahead of time, and then I would do myself on live stream. I kind of figured that out right away, and I thought that would be really good because it would be pretty easy to color myself on the live stream. It wouldn't be something too difficult that I need to think about, and it would be enjoyable, and it would take time, but it wouldn't take too much time. But I actually finished up right away, and then I was like, okay, like, not right away, but I finished up way faster than I thought I was, so I was like, okay, let's work on the background a little bit then. I wasn't going to really show the entire illustration until the speed paint, but I was like, I don't really want to start a new drawing, and I don't really want to stop live streaming yet because it's kind of just getting good, so I decided to just work on it. But then I realized I accidentally deleted the background. It must have happened when I was reorganizing some layers and stuff. And so I tried to recover it. And one good way that I recover things that I lost, because clipstudiopaint has a limited memory, you can only go back so far, and one good way to recover stuff, if you can't go back that far, is to make copies of the illustration before you start working on it, so that way, if you do go back too far, you have a copy of it that has, like, the thing that you did before you did all those changes to it, which is really good. But I deleted that copy because I thought I was done with it. And the copy that I had currently in my workplace folder was not the right one. So that goes to my second handy bit of advice, is never empty your recycling bin until you are done with an illustration, which I wasn't. I didn't empty it, so I was able to save it, so that's good. It's not like the background was that hard. It's really nothing at all. In fact, I probably could do it over real fast. It's just that I didn't want to, because I already did, so I didn't really want to do it again. So, yay, I was able to save it. And yeah, right now I'm just working on Misato. The formal dress that I came up with her, I actually came up with it quite a while ago, a couple of weeks in early August, I think, and it was just something, like, I always draw Misato as Snow White just for fun, because it's really fun doing it, and realistically, in my series of Revolution Full Color, which is what she's from, she would not wear that outfit at all. She hates frilly dresses. This is the only kind of dress that she would wear. Like, the dress that I gave her in this outfit is one that she would actually wear. And then for Brandy and Champagne, I decided to give them semi-matching outfits, but at the same time different. So they both have things in common, the fact that they're both wearing hats, they both got frilly sleeves, and they both got, jackets and stuff, but then there would also be differences in the fact that Brandy's is based off of her colors, white, purple, and green, whereas Champagne's is black, red, and pink. And yeah, I really did like that aesthetic that I came up with. It was really cute. And I'll talk about the rest of the characters as I go forth in drawing them. I just wanted to talk about these free because I was like, oh, by the time I was finished with all my setup for the illustration, I'm already on Brandy and Champagne. I had to speed up this drawing a lot because it took a long time, like 27 hours to do. Glad I didn't do anything more complicated. But yeah, now that I talked about the characters and the setup, I figured I'd talk a little bit about where my channel is going forward in the future. Well, first off, I'm not stopping. I'm gonna be doing YouTube potentially until I die, Lord willing. I don't have any plans on stopping. Now, does that mean content will always be, as consistent? No, but I will always try to make content. As long as I am able, I will try to always do it because I do really enjoy it and it's been so fun. It is actually funny because when I actually do go back and look at my channel, for those who do not know, of course you probably know a lot because I've already said it several times in this, but I used to be someone who did speed draws, and one reason why I stopped is just because speed draws were getting kind of expensive because I had to, buy a lot of art supplies, and I really just wanted to save my art supplies for my more non-anime artwork, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough art supplies for that, and I didn't really just want to keep buying stuff, whereas for digital art, I didn't have to buy as much stuff. You buy the art program once, you're done, and you buy the tablet, only once after a couple of years. In fact, this is the 9 years I've been doing digital art. I've only had 2 tablets my entire time. They both held up very well after very hard usage, so that's nice. And I've only had to buy new tips for them. I probably don't buy, you buy tips for your Wacom tablets, and I probably don't buy as much as I do, because I make the tips last until it is, really, really probably, I should probably change them a couple of months ago. I probably overused them and such. So that was the benefit of doing digital. Oh yeah, and a couple of times I had to pay for updates for clipstudiopaint, but rather than that, I've had to pay a lot less for digital art, and that's one reason why I quit doing traditional art and just did digital art. I ended up getting into digital art, funny enough, because I saw painttoolsai speed paints of Hatsune Miku. There was this one by the artist known as Sunnyways, and it was of Hatsune Miku, and it looked like the coolest thing ever, and I wanted to give it a try. And my brother told me, oh, I put painttoolsai and GIMP on your computer. You can do that. And I'm like, I can? So I decided to give it a try, and at first I didn't even have a tablet. I just used my mouse for everything. and I ended up making art that wasn't bad. In fact, some of my most popular drawings are all before I had a tablet, and it was just like, well, this is actually really fun. I actually really do like it. And the more I started doing it, and then once I got a tablet, which was, I think it was in July of 2000. I'm literally checking right now as I talk. I think it was around 7 years. No, wait, was it 8 or 7 years ago? I think it was around 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I had when I got a tablet and I started really practicing at it, and the more used to using the tablet I got, the more I was just like, this is really fun, and I started really getting just really blown away with digital art. For the longest time, I had no interest in doing digital art, but I was finally broken, folks. Digital art had won me over. And I used to do speed paints like every week, and then after that I was like slowing down, and it became like every like 2 weeks, and now I'm probably lucky if I get 1 to 2 speed paints a month. Because it only took me like about 2 years to do 100 speed paints, and then it took me 3 years to do the next 100 speed paints. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was like, 4 years for the next 100, but it's been over 4 years now. So probably more like 500 to the point of when we get to 300 speed paints. I don't know. So yeah, you can definitely see where my content has slowed down over the years. Like I'm not making as much YouTube videos as I did. But at the same time, that's also because I've gotten a lot better at my art. On one hand, I've gotten a lot slower because I've just been more busy and also a little bit more lazy and unable to do stuff, but at the same time I've also gotten a lot better, so I've been pushing myself a lot farther, so my speed paints have become more demanding. Plus I've also really upped my editing thing. Like I even have these sprites now at the side of the screen, which is funny because when I did start adding them, I added them for a bit and then I ended up forgetting. This was last year around when I got really busy with taking care of my Grammy, so I ended up forgetting that I was doing that. So for a while there's just like sprites and then no sprites, and then the sprites came back. And what's really funny is that I spend a lot of time editing them to make sure that they match up with what I'm saying, like visually, and sometimes I don't even think people pay attention to them. It's like, I feel like this is something that only I'm gonna notice. It's just like, if it's not complete, like if I don't get the right sprite for the right emotion that I'm visibly expressing, I don't think anybody's gonna notice or even really care. It's more of just me. But that's kind of just the entire thing of my YouTube, is that everything that I've done on YouTube is because I wanted to do it. It's like, that's why I started my YouTube. I wanted to do something, and right now I'm just trying to make good content, and if it's not like as much, and quality over quantity, as they say, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, my brain is still frizzed out, and if you might have heard for a second, I actually turned off my phone's AI. It's like, no, stop it, don't turn on. Anyway, another thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work on Revolution Full Color. Update to that, it's probably not going to come out this year. I am sorry about that. I really wish it was. But as I've been working on Revolution Full Color, it's made me realize that I'm not as good of an artist as I thought. I got a long way to go, and I want to practice more at it and such, and I kind of just forget how basic things should be done, because like Masato's home is an abandoned arcade, and it's just like, well, how does an arcade look? Of course I know how an arcade is supposed to look, but I really need to think of like how her arcade's supposed to look, and I just want to be like, okay, I don't know what it's gonna look like, and I'm looking up a bunch of reference sheets, and I mean, not reference sheets, but like looking up a bunch of reference photos of what arcades look like, what abandoned buildings look like and such, and that definitely helps. But then I'm like, perspective, I've no clue how to use it properly still, so it's just really like, I knew it would be hard, and that was kind of the point. It was like, I'll start off really hard with something so hard, it will just be good practice, and I don't really care how it's done, and I'll just take the philosophy of just do it, and then worry about making it perfect. And that is a good philosophy to have. It is not a philosophy that I have mastered at all, because I always want it to be perfect, and that's exactly the problem that I'm coming up with Revolution Full Color. It's like, well, I know I said that it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to be perfect. I can just never have things be. It's not even the fact that the finished product is perfect. I just don't want it to be bad. I don't want it to suck. So yeah, because of that, I kind of just stopped on Revolution Full Color for a bit, and I'm gonna get back to it, because I do want to continue it. And I think that's also another reason why, is just because it's like, as I was making Revolution Full Color at first, it was like, okay, this is just kind of a thing, but then when I started working on the story, it's not great. I mean, like, I'm not, cause, let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna pretend like it's gonna be the next Full Metal Alchemist or Sailor Moon, but at the same time, I do actually, I'm pretty proud of it, actually. I am enjoying it, and I think it's a story that a lot of other people might enjoy. So I don't want to just half-ass it, is what I'm saying. So I want to take the time to practice and get better at my art. So because of that, Revolution Full Color Chapter 2 will probably be delayed till next year. But that said, I am going to, Lord willing, work on Chapter 1's remastered version. I'm updating the art and also fixing any grammar mistakes, because when I uploaded the first time, it was like, well, right before I went on vacation. In fact, I was literally uploading the last pages while I was on vacation, and my mom was like, put down your phone! And I'm like, I will in just a second. I have no intention of being on my phone while I'm on vacation. I don't want to be. I just need to get this done. And then when I was finally done, I was just like, thank you. And then I just kind of threw my phone to the side, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay attention anymore. But because of that, I didn't have time to check some things, so there were some grammar mistakes in Revolution Full Color. I need to hide the fact that I'm illiterate. And then also, I am coming up to the year of where it's autumn, and two of my friends' birthdays are coming up, so I want to make them nice gifts. And then also after that, it will be Christmas time. Well, actually, there's coming my friends' birthdays, and then I want to work on this other project I mentioned a little bit in the live stream. It's an animation. No, it's probably not going to be good, but it's something that I want to try, and I want to try it before My Hero Academia comes out, because it's kind of based around My Hero Academia and Kingdom Hearts. You'll see it if it comes out, but I don't want to give any promises. It might very well not. It very well might not come to be. But if it does, you'll know what it is when you see it. And after I'm done with that, it will then be like getting ready for Christmas. So I like to make my friends a whole bunch of Christmas gifts, but at the same time, I don't want to be too busy where I just can't enjoy the holiday, because it's just like, I think that happened a few times where I was just like so stressed out to try to get everything done that I was just like, I couldn't enjoy things, and I did not like that. So basically, the plan for the channel is take things slow. This channel was made for me to just have fun and relax. I had no intention for this YouTube channel to be a place of stress for me. I just want to relax and enjoy things. That's why I try not to get into too much trouble. I make sure I don't like say all the controversial things. I make sure that I stay relaxed. That's one reason why I don't even bother using copyright music in my YouTube channel for the most part, because I don't want to deal with copyright. I just want this to be a fun, relaxing holiday. That's even why, if I did like get into the future of like, say my channel hit over 100,000 subscribers, I'm not even 100% sure if I would monetize my channel, just because I don't really want my income. I don't want my job to become a YouTuber, because I've always just found doing YouTube as something fun and relaxing and just a fun hobby, and that's kind of what I wanted to stay at. I want to do what I want to do, and I want it to be fun and relaxing. So that is pretty much the plan for my YouTube channel, is to keep that vibe up. So anyway, let's get back to talking to the characters. I just finished Azure and Akira. For Akira, I made him a very simple suit, and for Azure, I made her a dress that's based off of an outfit that I made for her a long time ago. It was kind of a what if she was in a fantasy story, this is what her outfit would look like. Although I made it a lot shorter to make it look more like a pop dress, so that way it wouldn't be like a long train dress, because a shorter kind of pop star kind of dress is more what she wears. And now I'm working on Lila, and I had to make several changes to her outfit because I realized I didn't like the original outfit that I gave her because it was a little too close. It was pretty much just the regular outfit that she wears all the time, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make them wear their regular clothing. I wanted them to wear formal clothing. So I made some changes to the outfit. You'll see that later on. And then I had to make some changes to her hair because right now her bangs are, like the free long ones, are on the right side. That is not the way that they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be on the left side of her body. So I had to fix that later on too. So I ended up going back and forth between Kaila and Lila quite a bit because I was like, I had to make sure that Lila was right, and also I made a lot of changes to her outfit because I realized it just looked too similar to her regular outfit. And then also I wanted there to be parallels between the two girls' outfits because they're twins, if you haven't guessed. Yeah, Lila and Yuya are the main characters for my original story, Tales of Hollows. That's the story that has not yet come to be. I think I said this in a different video this year that I made where I do, like, I'll even link to it up in a card up there. It's where I talk more in depth about each one of these stories that these characters are from, but basically Kaila and Lila and Yuya are from a story that I'm working on called Tales of Hollows. It's, like, my main story. It's the story I'm most proud of. And I'm most proud of in the sense that I just really like the characters, Kaila, Lila, and Yuya. I can't say I'm really proud of the story because I completely gutted the original story because it was, like, cringe. And I just realized I need a complete revamp because if I like these characters, then it's only fair that I give them a story that's actually good and not a story that's cringe, edgy, weird, Merisu crap. But from what I have been doing, from what I have came up with, I am actually pretty proud of it. But I haven't had time to really work on it that much because, you know, you only want to work on one thing at a time. You don't want to make too many things at once because then it just becomes chaos. Though right now I really am just trying to work on Revolution for Color. But that said, from what I have come up with in the rewrite, I am really liking it. And yes, one thing you will notice in the speed paint, it's a running habit of mine, is where I push pause and then I forget to push play, so I end up skipping something. So I apologize for that. This drawing actually took a long time, and it's a real pain in the edit. I swear, I wasn't even 100% sure if I would be able to record this audio. As of right now, I'm still not sure if I'll be able to record this audio because it's really long, as you can see. So it's like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I want it to happen, but I'm not sure. Hopefully, God willing, it will. That's the way my life always is Lord God Almighty, I do not know if this is gonna happen, but I would like for it to happen. Can you make it happen? Help me with my first world problems? I actually was pretty impressed with how I drew Yuya because I wasn't sure if it would turn out that good. He has spiked up hair and I'm not good at that, as you can tell from my Kaito Tenjo drawing that I made for my Yuki's Excel illustration. It's just something I'm not easy at. It's something that does not come easy to me. I can't speak. What's new about that? It's something that it doesn't come easy to me, and I don't even really like it, but for Yuya, I do like how his hair is. It's supposed to look like a carrot, actually. Originally it was just supposed to be orange, but then I thought it'd be really funny if he had green bangs, so it would look like a carrot. Because you always hear that joke if it's like, oh, carrot head, you've got red hair. So I was like, what if a carrot was really someone's head? And then for Kaila, like I said, this is when I started drawing the sketch of Kaila, it's like, wait, her bangs are on this side. And I was like, is that right? And then I looked at the reference sheet, it's like, it is right. And then I realized, oh no, Lila's is wrong. I gotta go back and fix it. It was not fun. It was not fun. I can't say I'm very happy with how Kaila's outfit turned out. It took a long time to try to figure out what I was going to draw her in, but in the end I figured it out, and it's not bad. It's just that it could be better. It's mostly with the bottom that I like the waist area, because it's like a blouse and then there's this like black coat thing that's over it, and I do like that part, but it's mostly the blouse. It's just like a bunch of empty white space with nothing going on. It's kind of hard to see those, so because her sleeves are covering it up, so at least that's good. But at the same time, it's like if I saw this from the front, I probably wouldn't be happy with it. So if I ever use this outfit, I might change some of the details. So yeah, like I said, I had to go back and fix a few things with Lila. I gave her lace to her umbrella because I wanted, once again, was like Brandy and Champagne, I wanted parallels but differences in their outfits. So for her umbrella, I made it red because of course her colors are red and white, whereas Kaila's are red and white with black trim, whereas Kaila's is black with a little bit of blue and white trim. And her umbrella was going to have frills on it, so I wanted her umbrella to have lace because that kind of just matches the aesthetic of the girls. And then also I wanted Kaila's outfit to be long, whereas Lila's would be short, as that more fits their personality. I'm not saying Kaila probably won't ever wear a short outfit, but for the most part, she definitely does like longer skirts. She is very conservative in her dress wear, whereas Misato is just a slut. I don't know why I'm talking about these characters like they're real, but I am. It's just it's a habit. But I know I'm not the only one in that area. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about when it comes to this illustration. Probably not yet, because I'm going to be working on Kaila for quite a bit, so I'll go back to talking about my YouTube journey. And yeah, like I said, I've definitely had a lot of fun with these past 10 years, I think, and I haven't had any real big moments of stress either. At least, like, I've had moments in life where I was stressed, so it made it harder to do YouTube, and that kind of made, like, me think, oh, am I gonna still be able to do this? Am I gonna have to stop? So that was a little annoying. And by a little annoying, I mean a lot annoying, because in the situation it was actually quite stressful. But YouTube itself has never been the cause of stress, and I'm just very grateful of that. And I think I said this in the... Yeah, I didn't say it in the video, but I said it in the comments section. Is the one thing I realized that my channel probably could have gotten a lot more bigger if I had just stuck to doing mostly like fan art and like artwork of specifically Yu-Gi-Oh, because that really does get me a lot of views. Like, if you do look at my channel, all my most popular videos are of Yu-Gi-Oh fan art. And yeah, so drawing Yu-Gi-Oh would have probably gotten me farther, but at the same time, I just didn't want to do Yu-Gi-Oh fan art because that isn't what I wanted to do. I was taking a break of Yu-Gi-Oh because I wasn't really liking where Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s was going, so I was just like, why do something that you don't want to do just for views? So I decided to not do it, and I probably could have been a lot more popular if I did do it that way. But, at the same time, I don't really want to be popular. Like, I definitely want my stuff to get noticed, but I don't want to get too popular, because when you get too popular, you become more at risk of getting into trouble. And, because of the way I am, things that I've said on the internet, I mean, I stand by everything I've said on the internet. It's just that it's stuff that I know that people will have issue with. So it's like, I rather just kind of be unknown. I don't want to be completely unknown. I just don't want to be popular. Like, I don't want to be like big time noticed on the internet. I just want to mostly do what I want to do, and I want to have fun. Because the internet for me is about having fun. Real life is for stress. If that makes sense. I think the most proudest drawings that I've made over the years is, like, my most popular drawings on here. Like I said, most of them are Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan art, but none of them are actually drawings that I'm very proud of. Like, my two most popular ones are drawings that I find actually pretty annoying. It's like, oh, it's this drawing? Why is it this drawing? Like the drawing that I made of and Luna, I hated it. It was so bad. And the fact that that was the first video, like, I got really excited at first because it was the first video to break 1,000 views. So, yay! But at the same time, later on, it was like, oh, this is gonna be the mark on my channel. This is gonna be my most popularist. Ouch! And then it got overtaken by my U-Girl fan art from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, followed by my U-Boys one. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I was like really excited. And then when it like just kind of ruminated in it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the only video that I have to cross the 7,000 mark. Is this horrible fan art that I made 9 years ago? That's really bad. Yay. I hate it. The one fan art that I am really happy with is my Tokyo Mew Mew one that I did. It's got over 1,000 views too. It's got 2.7k. And I really do like that artwork still. It's really good, and I had a lot of fun coloring it. I ended up using copyright music. I used the openings because that's one thing I did do, is that I would use the songs of like copyright music, and I would just pitch it up, like night chord it, to avoid copyright, and it did work for a while, but then later on it stopped, so which is why I stopped doing that. And which is why I just now use the boring YouTube audio music. Which, speaking of audio music, I just realized I didn't have any background music for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal fan art video. Yay! It's completely dull and boring, all you can hear me speaking. That wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to have background music, but I didn't have time because I ended up lollygagging a little bit towards the end of the video. I didn't finish it off as fast as I could, and then when I got to the point of where it was going to be editing, I was like, I had everything all done. Everything was perfect, but I kind of lollygagged on the editing, and I held it off to kind of the last minute, and then when it was rendering, it was really close to the time when I was supposed to go to sleep. And then I was like, okay, I can still make it. But then as it was rendering, I accidentally moved 2 of the files into a different folder. It was specifically the image itself. I moved them to my completed folder. And by doing that, it totally messed DaVinci up because it didn't have the location anymore. So I had to completely render it again, and by then it was just too late, and I was like, well, crap. And so I had to release it the next day on Saturday morning, right before I live stream. But in the end, I guess it was better, because outside of the fact that I keep on referring to it being Friday, and the video didn't come out on Friday, it came out on Saturday. But it is better, so that way you kind of got them both sandwiched in between my actual anniversary, which my actual anniversary is on August 31st, which is the same day of Hatsune Niku's birthday! Yay! I actually share quite a few things in common with several music-related things. My YouTube channel was made on Hatsune Niku's birthday, August 31st. My channel is almost the same age as Honeyworks, which is my favorite Japanese J-pop band. I like a lot of their songs. I have over 100 of them, and I spent over $100 collecting all of them. I spent $70 on Honeyworks in one day. That was the day I bought mostly all of them all at once. I got so excited when I found them on Amazon Music. I was like, oh, wow, I can actually buy them. And I bought them all at once, and I spent over $70. And then I spent like over $50 a different day. So yeah, way over $100 on Honeyworks songs. And yeah, they're my favorite band, and they're almost the same age as me. And also, I said this in my live stream, that I used to use a Honeyworks song, I Know Scenario, as my opening. Although back then I didn't really know much about Honeyworks. I just kind of knew of the song I Know Scenario and a few other ones, but I didn't really know about the story behind the songs, and I didn't really know about the band. It wasn't until a little bit later that I figured it out. But yeah, love Honeyworks. I like a lot of their movies, and I like their songs, and I find it very nice that I'm almost the same age as them. They came out in 2024. I came out in 2014, and I came out in 2015. So yay! And then also, Porter Roberts' song "Shelter." It came out on October 18th, which is my birthday. So yay! I got several connections to music. Some of my favorite music is that. So I like that. And I think I was going somewhere else with this, but I completely forgot my train of thought. But yeah, anyway, I'm finished with Kaila and Lila. Like I said, I had to go back on Lila quite a bit because I had to keep on comparing it to Kaila's outfit because I wanted them to be similar. For Anastasia's drawing outfit, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. It just was, I had to figure out how to do it. I wanted to give her dress similar to the type of dress that, well, Anastasia from the movie, the 1997 movie Anastasia wears, where it's like a sleeveless dress. Well, hers is sleeveless, mine is not. And it's really long and kind of belly, and then it has like this sheer veil in the background. I really did like that. And it was also a mix between a dress that I seen, darn it, which actress? It wasn't Marilyn Monroe, because the dress she wears when she's performing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend is not, it is sleeveless. So I think it's an older actress. Darn it, I can't remember it. But it was an old Hollywood actress, and she wore a dress similar to this. So it's kind of a fusion between this, and then also the hairstyle is kind of similar to something that I saw in a lot of like flapper girls wear, and I really did like how it was coming along, and I knew exactly what I would do with color scheme. Of course, when she is for those who do not know, Anastasia's vibe kind of is that vibe. I say vibe isn't like it's something that she just doing. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Her story is that she's a superhero. Superhero by night, socialite by day. And when she is a superhero, she wears a lot of purple and black. But as in her normal civilian life, she wears a lot of red. And specifically fiery red. So red with a lot of kind of yellowish and orange highlights to it, because I just love the idea of her just being engulfed in fire. And that's kind of even the way that I went with the veil, is that it looks just like a trail of fire behind her. And the reason why I do that is because it's actually a reference to her story. Her parents ended up dying in fire, and so because of that, she was kind of, her entire journey began with that fire. So she kind of birthed her hero identity out of fire, so to speak. And yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, and I really do like it. I just realized that sounded really cringe as I was saying her backstory. I swear it makes a little bit more sense in the series, but you probably won't be seeing it, because unlike my other stories, this is one that I'm working on with my brother, and we talk about it a lot, but we don't do it. We haven't really actually made anything of it, of note, so if it does come out, it will be a lot later on. But yeah, for Fly, I definitely knew I just wanted to make her look, her name's Anastasia, but her nickname's Fly, so if I call her Fly, that's why, because it's more habit that I just call her Fly. But the entire aesthetic that I was going for was very elite Hollywood actress, movie star, someone who's a rich person going to an opera or something. I don't know. That's what I was going for, and I think I did a good job in pulling it off. I gave her very elaborate jewelry, a very elaborate hair ornaments, a very, very sparkly dress that just looks like a glow of fire, and I really, really did like how it turned out. It took a long time to figure out how the dress would function, because it's really simple in theory, but in practice, it was a little bit harder. Especially because the veil was originally supposed to be like connected to the back, but then it was also supposed to be connected to her wrist, and I had no idea how to pull that off properly, so I just decided to abandon ship on that idea and just make it connected to the back. And then I had to figure out, okay, how does the dress going to flow? How does it properly lay? And I ended up figuring it out, and I ended up mastering it. And well, maybe master may be a little too much, but in the end, I ended up pulling it off, and I'm very grateful for that. And I just use real gems. I had this gem brush, and I was like, I'm just gonna use this. I'm not gonna draw the gems by hand. I don't feel like it. I have a deadline to keep, folks. I think I mentioned earlier, I said that my most popular videos aren't actually my favorite, and I mentioned one of them that I like a lot, my Tokyo Mimi video, but another video that I really do like, that isn't quite as popular is, I really do like the drawing that I made for my 200th speed paint of Kaila. I really am proud of that. I like the drawing that I made for my 800th, my 8th anniversary, and I really like the drawing that I made of Masato this year. I really like the drawing that I did of Revolution Full Color, and I absolutely love the princess wheel that I made. I want to make a new version of that. I'm not sure if it will be like this year, but because it is getting to the point where it's getting more busy, and that's definitely a very demanding project, but I definitely want to make a new one, but I'm not sure if it will be just a wheel or if it will be something more detailed, but we'll take it as it comes. I probably want to draw some fan art of Birth by Sleep too, maybe, just because its anniversary is also coming up. It's 15 years old! I love Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Well, it's 15 years old for America. I actually did, for Japan, it came out in January, and I actually did make a speed paint for that. It was just a mini speed paint, though. It wasn't a full-blown speed paint like this, because I was sick. I think that was one of the biggest things that threw me off this year, is that I got sick with H. pylori. I wasn't sick from the H. pylori, because I don't even know how long I had it. I was fine. It was the medicine that was a killer, and I hated it. I hated it being on it, and it just threw me off. It totally knocked me off my game. So I just had to completely readjust. Yeah, now that I think of it, that would probably be even more reason to do my animation project. I might draw another speed paint for... Nah, I was gonna say I might do something, another Demon Slayer related thing, but then I'm like, nah, I don't really want to, so I probably won't do that. I don't know. I'll take everything as it comes. I have some mini speed paints that are gonna come out. They've been on the back burner for a long time. They were of Masato, and I just made them. I already posted the illustrations onto DeviantArt and all my other socials, but I hadn't uploaded the mini speed paints themselves to YouTube. That was one of my biggest regrets, is the fact that I didn't upload Masato's mini speed paints of her very first drawing that I ever made her onto YouTube. I hate that. I hate it so much that I didn't do that. Oh well, c'est la vie. You win some, you lose some, and that's pretty much been the story of my life, is you just take things as it comes. You don't look at things too seriously. You just relax and have fun, and don't leave the toaster on or something. I don't know. I don't even know. This entire video has just been one rambling, because I was like, I wanted to do more for this drawing, I swear, but I didn't have time to write a script, and also I didn't even have time to give this audio proper recording, because it's like, you just gotta do it when you gotta do it, and it's literally on September 1st, so I didn't want to put it off any longer, so it's like, this is gonna have audio or it's not gonna have audio, and I wanted to have audio, so I just gotta do it now. So we gotta do is what we gotta do. Anyway, the next part of this was for me to have pictures coming out of my folder because I figured that would be fun. And I picked a picture from each year of me being on YouTube, and I picked the one that I was most proud of for each year. And yeah, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the selection that I picked. I think that's definitely the pictures that I'm the most proud of, and I had a lot of fun making them, and I had a lot of fun making this drawing. I'm thinking if there's anything else that I forgot to mention. I don't think so. I think I lost my train of thought a few seconds ago, but whatever was that. Anyway, that was the video. I will be back with another one. Like I said, I have a few mini speed paints coming out. I might have another big speed paint this month, but until then, I'll just take things as it comes. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked, do all the YouTube things. If you did not like, thank you so much for watching this far anyway. It means a lot to me either way. And thank you so much for being with me throughout these years. And I've had so much fun with these 10 years on YouTube. It's all been really fun. Bye!